Have you ever wondered what it would be like if Naruto was the protagonist of One Piece? Let's find out in this isekai adventure. Naruto's journey is divided into 4 major sagas, just like Goku's One Piece adventure. However, his journey begins a bit differently than Goku's. The first saga in Naruto's adventure is the prologue. We learn Naruto's origin story in One Piece and get to know his mentor figure and Nakama. The main antagonist also gets introduced. A quick disclaimer before this adventure begins. This Naruto from One Piece is not the same Naruto from the manga and anime of the same name. Some of you compared the Goku from the One Piece video with the Goku from Dragon Ball. The characters in these isekai adventures are alternative versions of the characters from the original works. This means they have a similar design but are new characters in One Piece. Their powers are more in line with the One Piece universe. And now that we've cleared that, let's start with Naruto's journey. Chapter 1: The Lonely Kid. Grand Line, New World. 23 years before the start of Luffy's adventure, the Roger Pirates are searching for the road poneglyphs to reach the last island of the Grand Line. They stop on an island in the New World to restock their supplies. Their next stop is supposed to be Zou, but first they want to eat some noodles at a nearby ramen shop. However, a little boy seems to be having trouble there. He doesn't have enough berries to buy miso ramen, but Kozuki Oden is kind enough to offer the boy his own portion. A conversation starts between the boy and Oden. We learn a little bit about the city, but also about the boy. His name is Naruto. He's 4 years old, and since his birth, no one has really taken care of him. After the meal, the boy heads to a nearby swing to play around. He seems kind of lonely. Oden asks Naruto if he would like to go on an adventure and travel with him and the Roger Pirates. There's enough space for him on the ship. Naruto is happy and he joins the Roger Pirates. He accepts an offer that Frankie actually declined. The Roger Pirates then travel towards Zou. Naruto meets Roger and Rayleigh, but also Shanks, Buggy, Momo and Hiyori. Naruto quickly befriends Momo. He's actually a year older than Oden's son. Shanks and Buggy also warmly welcome Naruto. Several weeks pass. Kozuki Toki suddenly falls ill. Oden decides to return to Wano to drop off Toki with Momo and Hiyori. Nekomamushi and Inuarashi also join. Naruto then decides to stay with his first Nakama. Oden promises to return soon. But first, they have to find the last island of the Grand Line. Chapter 2: Kozuki Naruto. It has been 2 years since Naruto met Oden. Roger became the Pirate King. Afterwards, he turned himself in and got executed. And this then triggers the golden age of piracy. Kaido took over Wano and Orochi became the new shogun of the land. Oden starts to go to the flower capital every day to dance. Have you noticed that Oden's dance here is similar to Nika's? Oden dances to save the lives of kidnapped residents from Wano, a very selfless act of him. Naruto is now 6 years old. Naruto's day in Wano are quite relaxed. He trains daily with Raizo to one day become a legendary ninja. Then he plays hide and seek with Momo and Hiyori and afterwards trains with Oden after he has finished his dance for the day in the capital. Oden has acknowledged Naruto as his own son over the past 2 years. Naruto is even allowed to carry his name. Although Naruto has never told his family, he secretly wishes to one day become the shogun of Wano. However, he's aware that he actually has no right to this title. Naruto has another secret. He maintains a friendship that no one should know about. Kaido's daughter Yamato sometimes sneaks into the flower capital to watch Oden dance. She hides behind the mask and one day in the capital she approached Naruto. She asked Naruto questions about Oden because Yamato repeatedly claims that she is Kozuki Oden. This sometimes really annoys Naruto. The only one who knows about this secret is Momonosuke, but he promised not to tell anyone. The three spend a lot of time together in Wano. For Yamato, they are the only friends she has. If her father finds this out, he would imprison her forever on Onigashima. On this day, Naruto decides to travel to Ringo to check on Onimaru, the fox of Ushimaru. Naruto loves foxes, so he sets off for Ringo. Everything seems so peaceful in Wano. Chapter 3: The Kyuubi Incident. The cherry blossoms blow calmly in the wind, but then suddenly the flower capital gets attacked. A massive Kyuubi tries to destroy the city. The flower capital descends into chaos. The residents run panicked through the city. We hear children and adults screaming. The Kyuubi lashes out. Its 9 tails destroy buildings in the capital. The debris fall to the ground. Where did this mythical creature suddenly come from? But then the hero of Wano appears, just like during the Mountain God incident. The previously dancing Kozuki Oden jumps into the air and with his Nitoryo sword style he cuts the Kyuubi. The massive creature falls to the ground, crashing into several buildings. The Kyuubi transforms back. It was not a yokai as the residents had assumed, but apparently a devil fruit user. In Wano, devil fruits are not very well known. Oden approaches the man to capture him, but the beast pirates were there first. One of the headliners of the crew has grabbed the man. Suddenly he rams a sword into his chest. The man spits blood and falls dead to the ground. Oden is full of rage. He knocks out the headliners with his Conqueror's Haki. The beast pirates have been ordered by Kaido to kill the Kyuubi and retrieve its devil fruit. Through his death, the fruit comes back into circulation. Chapter 4: The Shadow Man. Naruto has now arrived in Ringo. He is hungry. On a snow-covered tree, Naruto suddenly sees a strange fruit. He approaches the tree and grabs the fruit. Like Luffy, he can't resist and just takes a bite. But the fruit tastes disgusting. However, Naruto is being watched while consuming the fruit. He continues his search for Onimaru, but instead of Onimaru, he finds someone else in Ringo. Just a few hours ago, a massive battle took place here in Ringo. In this battle, a pirate crew was completely annihilated, except for their captain. Gekko Moria lost to Kaido on that day and all his nakama were killed. Naruto finds the defeated Moria. He wants to help the Shadow Man. Suddenly Naruto receives help from Onimaru and transports Moria to a nearby temple. Moria wakes up and wonders where his nakama are. Naruto has found no one except him. Moria realizes that all his nakama have died, and then he starts to cry. Gekko Moria is an antagonist in One Piece, but in this isekai adventure he becomes an important ally of Naruto. However, the relationship between the two is not as simple as one might think. Moria has a very complicated relationship with Wano Kuni. His goal is to take revenge on Kaido and not to help the inhabitants of the city. Naruto, on the other hand, wants both. Suddenly we hear an explosion outside. Naruto steps outside and is immediately attacked by 3 members of the Beast Pirates. He can block the attack but is still thrown through the air. Naruto wonders why he's being attacked by the crew. He hasn't done anything to them. The Beast Pirates explain to the young Kozuki he ate something that the Beast Pirates wanted. If they kill him, they will get it back. But Naruto doesn't understand what they mean. He certainly won't give Kaido's men what they want from him. Naruto then charges at the pirates. Suddenly, while running, his body transforms. Naruto is astonished at what is happening to him. Maybe it's because of the fruit he ate. Could it be that he had eaten one of those mysterious devil fruits? A showdown with the Beast Pirates ensues. 3 against 1. Naruto has no idea what he can do with his new abilities. And short disclaimer, we still don't know exactly what the Kyuubi fruit is capable of in One Piece. I will definitely copy the abilities shown so far in the story, but also add some new abilities, like control over an element. Most mythical zone fruits can control some element or substance. In this case it would be fire. Naruto shoots a fireball at the Beast Pirates, knocking them out instantly. With that, Naruto has now sealed his fate. He was now an enemy of Kaido and also of Orochi. Chapter 5: On the Run. Kaido receives a call via Denden Mushi. They have found the Kyuubi fruit. Kozuki Oden's adopted son has eaten the fruit and attacked his crew. Kaido orders them to kill the boy, even if it means drawing Oden's wrath. The transmission is suddenly interrupted. Moria has risen and he defeats the Beast Pirates. Meanwhile, Momo and Yamato have also reached Ringo. They wanted to play with him and Onimaru, but the situation has changed. Naruto wants to leave Wano because he believes he is unnecessarily putting his family and friends in danger. Moria wants to gather himself first and then continue his revenge on Kaido. But Momo and Yamato don't want that. Naruto should ask Oden for help. However, Naruto doesn't want to put his father in any more danger. He already has so much to take care of in Wano and doesn't want to burden him further. Moria then grabs one of the corpses in Ringo. Apparently the corpse belonged to a legendary samurai. Momo makes it clear to Moria that he is currently seizing the sword god and his legendary blade Shuzui. This is an ale room from Wano. But Moria doesn't care. He has heard legend of a samurai who was able to kill a dragon. That is the perfect zombie to defeat Kaido. Moria grabs one of the shadows of the Beast Pirates and resurrects Ryuma with it. With him, they will succeed in escaping from Wano. Yamato wants Naruto to take her with him. She wants to travel the Grand Line and have an adventure just like Oden. But Naruto doesn't want that because he doesn't want to put her in unnecessary danger. However, Yamato doesn't care. She's coming along. Out of group pressure, Momo also decides to travel with them, even though he's afraid that his parents will be angry with him. Naruto tries to appeal to Momo, but it didn't work. Moriya then says that his boat is located at the harbor in Hakumai. They need to get there. On their way, our heroes repeatedly encounter members of the Beast Pirates. But against the zombie Ryuma, they all have no chance. They reach the harbor, but suddenly, one of the All-Stars is already waiting for them. King wants to stop them. Ryuma faces him in battle. Although the shadow Ryuma has received is not the best, it is enough to clash with King. However, due to his active Lunarian Flame, Ryuma cannot inflict any damage on him. While the two are fighting, Naruto, Momo, Yamato and Moriya board the ship. They prepare to depart. Ryuma wants to follow, but King stops him. Suddenly, Oden jumps from the sky and knocks King away with an armament haki sword strike. Oden is shocked that the sword god is still alive. Ryuma's swordsmanship has been taught in Wano for centuries, and Oden himself has learned a lot from Ryuma. Ryuma bows to Oden and thanks him, and Oden can't handle this. His idol is bowing to him. Ryuma then jumps onto the ship. Oden calls out to Naruto and Momo that they should return to Wano soon, once he has taken care of Kaido and Orochi. Unfortunately, now is not the time, and with tears, Naruto and Momo bid farewell to their father. Yamato also cries because she witnessed a badass moment from Oden. Our heroes manage to escape. Oden succeeds in holding off King, but for this action, Oden will be punished by Kaido and Orochi in the future, and thus ends the first saga of Naruto's adventure. The second saga begins with an adventure on the Grand Line. Our One Piece Team 7 consisting of Naruto, Yamato and Momo want to help Gekko Moria realize his plan to take revenge on Kaido. In this process, our three protagonists will of course get their character development. The three continue to pursue the goal of freeing Wano from Kaido and Orochi. Naruto and Momo both want to become Shogun, and Yamato wants to go on an adventure like Oden. In the upcoming chapters and sagas, our heroes will get closer and closer to these goals. Chapter 6: Hunted. Our heroes manage to survive the fall from the Wano waterfall. Moriya then reveals his plan. With the help of his devil fruit, he can defeat Kaido. But he cannot achieve this plan alone. For this, he needs the help of a legendary surgeon from the West Blue. If they succeed, they can free Wano from the tyranny of Kaido and Orochi. But Moriya deliberately leaves out one part of his plan. We will come back to this later. Originally, Moriya had no desire to take care of these kids, but now he realizes that they could be a great asset for him. If he helps them, he could gain Kozuki Oden's favor and thus increase his influence in the New World. Besides, they have the same enemy, and secretly Moriya sympathizes with the kids. Just as he lost his nakama, they lost their home. Yamato then annoys the group from time to time. She desperately wants to lead the group because she is Kozuki Oden. Moriya, Momo and Naruto are simply annoyed by this. Chapter 7: Refugee on Zou. Momonosuke has a plan. To get to the West Blue, they should first gather supplies, and the best place to get these is from allies of the Kozuki clan. Momo has already planned ahead. He received the vivre card to Zou from Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. They always told him that if he had any problems, he could find refuge there. So our heroes travel to Zou. They head to Zunisha and the Momoduke Kingdom. But our heroes were careless. The Beast Pirates have already started pursuing them. Due to a traitor among Oden's Red Scabbards, the Beast Pirates received a clue. Upon arriving at Zou, our heroes meet Hitsugizu-kan, the leader of the Minks before Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. He warmly welcomes Momonosuke to the land of the Minks. Hitsu prepares a feast for Momo and the others. There they report to him about the events in Wano and the hunt for Naruto due to his new abilities. But suddenly the idyllic peace is disturbed. Explosions are heard, Zunisha screams. Suddenly screams are also heard from outside. The Beast Pirates have infiltrated the Momoduke Kingdom. Jack, along with some members of the Beast Pirates, wants to capture Naruto and the others. The interesting thing here is Jack's age. The boy is only 5 years old. It's the same age as Momonosuke and Yamato. At this time he was already a member of the Beast Pirates, and in the future he will also be involved in the burning of Oden's castle. A fight with Jack ensues. Naruto faces the All-Star of the Beast Pirates and transforms into his Kyuubi form. Jack immediately transforms into a mammoth and the two clash. Naruto can actually inflict damage to Jack, but he still doesn't know how to use his abilities fully because he only received his devil fruit a few days ago. Naruto doesn't even know the full extent of his fruit abilities. Then Maria and Ryuma step in and they attack Jack. With a sword strike, Ryuma managed to knock Jack off Zunisha due to his Vishman genes. He doesn't die here. Ryuma then threatens the other members of the Beast Pirates. They flee from Zunisha. The Beast Pirates were defeated for now. Our heroes leave Zou and decide to travel to the next island to come up with a plan to get to the West Blue. Chapter 8: Adventure on Dressrosa. Our heroes are back at the sea. As previously mentioned, they must find a way to get to the West Blue. The easiest way would be to sail through the calm belt, but unfortunately our heroes can't do that. Due to the calm sea, they can't move forward, and then there are also the danger of the Sea Kings. They don't want to expose themselves to that danger. Naruto and his nakama then reach Dressrosa with their lock pose. They receive the lock pose on Zou. At this point in the story, this peaceful land is not yet ruled by Doflamingo. This means there's no direct conflict here. Moria has an idea. He wants to have an audience with King Riku to ask him for a ship that can sail through the calm belt. For this, Moria wants to use Momonosuke and his connection to the Kozuki family. Moria's plan works, and our heroes then meet King Riku as well as Kiros, Violet and Scarlet. Moria introduces himself and the children. Momonosuke is put in the spotlight. Momo is the heir to the future shogun of Wano Kuni, and he asks King Riku for a ship to travel to the West Blue. Since Wano is an isolated country, Riku and his allies obviously don't know that Wano is currently ruled by Orochi. The thing is, Riku is a very naive ruler. He also thinks in the future that Doflamingo will keep his agreement. Therefore, we can assume that he believes Momo and Moria. Indirectly, they're not lying either, because they actually plan to overthrow Orochi. King Riku is happy to help them. But unfortunately, they don't have ships in Dressrosa that can travel through the calm belt. But Riku has an idea how to solve the problem. He will ensure that they get in touch with the leading scientists of this technology. Perhaps he can help them. In the meantime, Momo and his nakama are of course welcome to stay in Dressrosa and explore the city. For the following week, our heroes stay in Dressrosa and learn about the island's culture. However, Naruto wants to use this time to continue training his devil fruit abilities. After all, he still doesn't know what he is actually capable of. During this time, Naruto learns that he can transform into others. He saves the faces of Momonosuke, Yamato and Moria. Naruto and Moria also fight each other for the first time. In this fight, Naruto can test his own abilities. Here Naruto activates his hybrid form for the first time, and he learns one of his most iconic attacks. In his Zoan or hybrid form, Naruto is able to create shadow clones of himself to deceive his opponents. Moria finds this ability extremely interesting. Momo and Yamato also join the training, however since the two don't have devil fruits, they don't have any special abilities to use. But that will soon change. After the 7 days, King Riku has arranged everything through his connections, and our heroes set off on their journey to Punk Hazard with the help of an eternal pose. Chapter 9: Vegapunk's Help. Our heroes reach Punk Hazard. This island also looked very differently 23 years ago. That was before the fight between Akainu and Aokiji. Here our heroes meet Dr. Vegapunk and Caesar Clown. Through the message and letter from King Riku, they are allowed to visit Vegapunk in his lab. He is of course happy to help them, however he has a request for them. If they possess a devil fruit, he would like to extract the lineage factor from them so he can use it for his research. As they have no other choice, both Moria and Naruto agree. While Vegapunk gets everything ready for this, Momo and Yamato explore the lab. They are both hungry and they decide to look for something to eat. Yamato goes in one direction and Momo in the other. At the end of a corridor, Momo reaches an abandoned room. The room is dark and the technical equipment is covered with spider webs. It seems no one has worked here for months. However, there's a fruit in a glass display. Momo opens the case and snacks on this apple-like fruit. Suddenly, Momonosuke transforms into a pink dragon. He screams and runs away. Momo has become a pink Kaido. How is that possible? Meanwhile, Yamato has started searching for Momonosuke. Suddenly she sees this dragon and wants to eat him. If there's nothing in the lab, she must go hunting, just like back on Onigashima. We see a brief chase, but then Yamato realizes that Momo is the dragon. Yamato then becomes a bit grumpy because not only Naruto but now Momo also has a devil fruit. She finds it unfair and wants a fruit too. But Momo jokingly says that she's Kozuki Oden. And Oden also didn't have a devil fruit. This statement makes Yamato even angrier. Meanwhile, the lineage factor have been extracted from Moria and Naruto. Vegapunk's staff has prepared a new ship for the group. With this ship, they can travel through the calm belt to the West Blue without any problems. On top of that, the ship has a kind of navigation system, which is also used by the Marines to reach any island already discovered by the world government. But this technology only exists in this timeline. With this, they can travel to the West Blue without any problems. Our heroes thank Vegapunk and bid him farewell. Still, as they depart, Momo suddenly transforms back into a dragon and Vegapunk realizes that this little boy has eaten his artificial devil fruit. Vegapunk bursts into laughter because the dragon is pink instead of blue. Chapter 10: Adventure in the West Blue. We are back on the high seas. Momo tells his friends how he came into possession of a devil fruit. Momo is shocked, now he has the same abilities like Kaido. Does this mean he will now become like Kaido? However, Yamato makes it clear to him that just because he can transform into something that looks similar to her father, it does not mean that he will be like him in character. Of course, Naruto takes the opportunity and challenges Momo to a small fight. He wants to know what Momo's devil fruit is capable of, but actually he wants to see what Kaido is actually capable of. But the fight ends quite quickly, because Momo, like in the original timeline, has no idea how to use his abilities. Therefore, Momo is quickly defeated by Naruto here, which is somewhat unfortunate. In the future, Momo must learn how to use these abilities so that he can also face the Beast Pirates. After days of traveling through the Calm Belt, our heroes finally reach the West Blue. In the original timeline, Absalom and Perona were also present during the meeting of Moria and Dr. Hockback. The two might also join in this timeline. Moria may have heard about a haunted island, and then our heroes traveled there to uncover the mystery. There they ran into Perona, who joins the crew. Perhaps Absalom was also friends with Perona at that time, and then he also joins the crew. In the meantime, Moria has found out the whereabouts of Dr. Hockback. There's an encounter with a brilliant surgeon, but he's in a deep depression. Sindri, the love of his life, has recently died. He himself no longer wants to live. Moria tells Hockback that he can bring his deceased crush back to life, but only if Hockback is willing to help him in the fight against Kaido. Dr. Hockback is so desperate that he agrees to Moria's proposal. Chapter 11: Moria's Revenge. Dr. Hockback has joined the crew. Now all the pieces of the puzzle are assembled and Moria finally reveals his ultimate plan to the children, including the part he had deliberately kept secret before. His goal is to create the ultimate pirate ship and simultaneously build an invincible army to kill Kaido and his crew. Naruto, Momo and Yamato are excited about the plan, but then Moria announces what is needed to realize this plan. They must take over an island and transform it into a ship. They must steal countless corpses from around the world and rob other innocent characters of their shadows. Without enough shadows, they are not able to create the zombie army. An army that even Kaido cannot harm. Naruto suddenly gets angry. How can Moria dare to involve innocent people in the whole scheme? They all want to overthrow and bring down Kaido, but they can't influence the life of other innocents to do so. Moria simply counters that if Naruto had a better plan, he should say it now. After all, Moria is offering a solution here. Naruto is besides himself. Of course he doesn't have a quick solution to the problem, but Moria knows no other way here. He doesn't want to lose Kaido again and lose everything for a second time. This zombie army is the perfect solution to avoid causing major deaths. Of course, it's immoral to steal the shadows of other innocent people, but to win against Kaido, one must make immoral decisions. But Naruto disagrees. He wants to find another solution. Then there is a rift between Moria and Naruto. Our heroes want to take the boat to return to Wano. They will find a solution to this conflict with Oden and the others. But Moria tries to stop them with his shadows. However, Naruto blocks his shadow and a fight ensues. While Moria and Naruto fight, Momo and Yamato prepare the ship. The ship can mostly sail by itself. Thanks to Vegapunk, no one needs to directly steer it. While Momo and Yamato flee to the sea, Moria and Naruto continue fighting. Naruto then activates his shadow clones to deceive Moria. This allows Naruto to escape as well. He jumps onto the ship in his Kyuubi form and then sails away with his two nakama. Moria and Naruto look at each other for a long time until the distance grows larger and larger. With the rift between Naruto and Moria, the second saga of the 𝚙𝚑𝚏 adventure comes to an end. The third saga places a strong focus on the return of our heroes to Wano, but also on a potential journey into the future. Chapter 12: Returning Home. A year has passed since our heroes fled from Wano Kuni. In 20 years, Luffy will start his own adventure. Meanwhile, our heroes have crossed the Calm Belt again and made it to the New World. With the help of a vivre card from Kozuki Oden, they head back to Wano Kuni. They ascend the waterfall with their ship being pulled by the carps. They reach the land of the samurai. Naruto is the first to jump directly from the ship. Finally, he's back in his homeland. Yamato and Momonosuke also arrive. They want to run straight home. But upon arrival, they learn that Oden was punished for Naruto's escape and for the fight with King. To permanently weaken Oden, Kaido and King cut off one of his arms. Oden is still dancing in the flower capital. This means that neither Oden nor the members of the Beast Pirates pirates have heard of Team 7's return. Back home, Naruto, Momo and Yamato meet Toki, Hiyori and Kinemon. They all hug each other and exchange stories. The three report on their adventures and Gekko Moriya's plan. Kinemon says that the children acted correctly. However, they lost an ally in the war with Kaido because of it. Kinemon wants Naruto and company to stay hidden until Oden returns to Wano. Naruto is afraid to meet Oden. Because of him, he lost an arm. But Kinemon says he shouldn't worry, Oden is not angry with him. A few hours later, the one-armed Oden returns to his castle in Kuri. There's an emotional reunion with Naruto and Momo. Naruto apologizes to Oden, but he simply says there's nothing to apologize for, it's just an arm after all. This parallels Shanks, who will also sacrifice his arm for Luffy in 10 years. Yamato is on the verge of fainting. She can't believe it. Kazuki Oden is really standing in front of her. She first introduces herself as Kazuki Oden, but then gets a slap on the back of her head from Momo. She then reveals her real name. She's Yamato, the daughter of Kaido. Yamato expects Oden to hate her, but he's understanding. She didn't choose Kaido as her father, and she helped his sons in battle. For that, Oden thanks her. And then Yamato faints. Naruto and Momo then show Oden their devil fruit abilities. Oden wants to test himself against his two sons. A brief duel ensues against Oden. First, Naruto tries to deceive him with his shadow clones, but it doesn't work. Oden defeats him with a Haki clash. Momo also briefly faces his father, but like in the fight with Naruto, he has no chance. Oden then decides to train the two. He wants to teach them the basics of armament and observation Haki. He also shows them advanced armament Haki, which can even injure Kaido. Unfortunately, Naruto and Momo are not yet able to master these types of Haki, but they will improve in the future. They must continue to stay hidden in Kuri. For Naruto, this is no problem. With the help of his devil fruit, he can transform into someone else. He simply memorizes the face of a resident of Wano and always transforms into that person. Today was a beautiful day for the Kozuki family, but this is just the calm before another storm. Chapter 13. Yamato disappears. The coming weeks pass by quite relaxed, until suddenly, one afternoon, it's discovered that Yamato was spotted by one of the All-Stars in Wano and was kidnapped to Onigashima. Without informing anyone, Naruto and Momo sneak towards the Oni Island. They still have the ship they got from Vegapunk. Upon arriving at Onigashima, they try to stay undercover. Naruto takes out an NPC member of the Beast Pirates and then he transforms into that character to move unnoticed on the island. Momo is to wait on the ship so that they can escape. However, if Naruto does not return within an hour, Momo is to return to Kuri. Disguised as a guard, Naruto then asks some beast pirates about Yamato. She's being held in a cave nearby. Naruto finds the cave and opens the stone that seals it. Yamato is chained. Naruto destroys the chain with his flames. Suddenly the cave closes again. Kaido and King had only imprisoned Yamato because they knew Naruto would come to rescue her. Kaido had finally captured the Kyuubi. Kaido wants to talk to Naruto. As we know Kaido, he does not kill someone immediately. Instead, he wants to make Naruto an offer. Chapter 14. 10 Shadows. We then switch to Momonosuke, who is waiting with his ship. Suddenly, the beast pirates appear and attack the ship. Momo then begins to flee. He heads back to Kuri to ask Oden for help. When he reports the rescue mission to his father, Oden explodes. Not because Naruto made such a foolish move, but because Kaido uses children to realize his own cruel plans. Oden decides to gather his retainers and finally destroy Kaido once and for all. The deal was that Oden wouldn't go to war against Kaido and Orochi, provided that imprisoned citizens were freed and no one else was harmed. Kaido's actions nullified this agreement. Oden sets off for Onigashima to kill Kaido. While Oden and company travel to the Oni Island, we switch to a conversation between Kaido and Naruto. The King of Beasts wants to live up to his title and would like to recruit Naruto into his crew. With such a powerful devil fruit, he would surely be a fitting addition to the Beast Pirates. But Naruto is full of rage. Without Kaido, Wano wouldn't suffer so much. Oden wouldn't have lost his arm and Yamato wouldn't have the trauma she has. Naruto then transforms into his Kyuubi form and begins to attack Kaido. Kaido tanks Naruto's attacks without even needing to transform. Kaido simply says that with this attack, Naruto has sealed his fate. There's no turning back now. The Naruto that Kaido holds in his hands suddenly dissolves. In reality, it was just a shadow clone that Naruto had created. Suddenly, hundreds of Narutos in the hybrid form jump on Kaido. Naruto punches Kaido hundreds of times, but it seems to have no effect on Kaido. He just laughs and seems to enjoy Naruto's creativity in battle. Kaido then transforms into his hybrid form and knocks Naruto out with his Kanabo. Momo. But before he does that, Naruto manages to touch Kaido, allowing him to save his face for future transformations. Naruto flies towards a wall, but before he can clash with the wall, he is caught by Oden. Oden assures Naruto that he has fought bravely, but it is now time to leave the fight to him. But unfortunately, in this timeline, Oden has a handicap against Kaido. With only one arm, he can only hold a single weapon. Nevertheless, Oden manages to leave a scar on Kaido that he wouldn't forget anytime soon. The other Scarabs also face the Beast Pirates, but similar to the original timeline, Higurashi intervenes here. She holds Momonosuke, causing Oden to be distracted and then knocked out by Kaido. The rest of the Scarabs also fall. It was all in vain. Chapter 15. The Death of Oden. As in the original timeline, 2 weeks pass and Kozuki Oden and his red Scarabs are sentenced to death. Naruto is also to die together with Oden and his retainers. As in the original timeline, the legendary hour arrives in which Oden saves his retainers and also Naruto. Oden announces his dream that the borders of Wano Kuni must be opened for the return of Joy Boy. To achieve this goal, Kaido and Orochi must fall. At the end of this legendary hour, Oden throws his retainers together with Naruto into the sky. Oden is shot by Kaido, he dies with a smile on his face. In the meantime, Naruto and Oden's retainers run back to Kuri in tears to be sent into the future by Toki. Right now is not the time to liberate Wano Kuni, but Kaido and his men have already gotten ahead of them and set the castle on fire. Naruto and Momo then fight Kaido in a tag team, however they have no chance. While crying, they swear revenge on him for everything he has done to their family and also to Wano. Even if they can't succeed now, they will one day be strong enough to kill Kaido. Here Naruto activates his Conqueror's Haki for the first time, causing some members of the Beast Pirates to faint. Momo, however, can resist Naruto's Haki. Kaido is impressed by the boy's will. As in the original timeline, Kaido lets the two live here in the hope that they will eventually become strong enough to defeat him. Naruto and Momo then run into the castle. In the burning castle, Toki and Hiyori are waiting. Toki wants to send Momo and Naruto into the future together with some of their retainers. However, Hiyori is to stay in Wano with the other retainers so that there's a backup plan in case Momo and Naruto fail in the future. Chapter 16. Adventures in the Future. Everything happened so quickly at once. Naruto, Momo, Kinemon, Raizo, Kanjuro and also Shinobu were sent to the future. Even though Shinobu was not a retainer of Oden, she was sent to the future in this timeline instead of Kiku. She is very important for the next plot point. Our heroes land in the pre-timeskip Wano of the present. They were sent 20 years into the future. However, in this timeline, Oden was murdered 2 years before his actual death. As a result, we are now in the year when Luffy will start his journey on the Grand Line. The country has completely changed. Around the flower capital, there's a wasteland. In Wano, countless factories can be seen with toxic smoke rising from them. This is not the Wano where Momo and Naruto grew up. In this whole conflict, our heroes unfortunately did not find a way to save Yamato. It would have been far too risky to save her after Oden's death. At the same time, they feel immensely sorry that Yamato had to spend the last 20 years in Wano. Their task is to gain allies for the war against Kaido and Orochi. Yamato will be the first ally they recruit for this conflict. But before that, there's one more thing Naruto and Momo need to do. Chapter 17. Shinobu's transformation. We see a brief flashback where Momo and Naruto observe Shinobu using a special magic a few years ago. In Wano, devil fruits are not so well known. There, the two boys learn that Shinobu has the ability to mature someone. This maturation changes something permanently. We switch back to the present. Naruto and Momo go to Shinobu to ask her for something. She is to mature Momo and Naruto by 20 years so that they can become stronger. Their Zoan fruits cannot reach their full potential if they are still children. However, Kinemon and Shinobu are against it. But Naruto and Momo's will is stronger. Oden is dead and they are aware that they have to make more sacrifices to defeat Kaido. They are ready to sacrifice 20 years of their lives to kill Kaido once and for all. Shinobu then agrees and lets Momo and Naruto mature. They both become adults. Through the maturation, Momonosuke can now also transform into a giant dragon, but it would be foolish to activate this transformation now, as they would immediately be found out in Wano. They decide to travel to the coast. Unfortunately, the problem is that Momonosuke has developed a fear of heights because of Kaido. We see another flashback where Kaido almost threw Momonosuke from Oden's castle. This caused Momo to develop a fear of heights, which he also has in the original timeline. Naruto has a different plan. He will transform into Kaido and free Yamato from Onigashima. She will know how Kaido activates his devil fruit. Chapter 18. Yamato's rescue. Just like 20 years ago, Naruto sets out for Onigashima to rescue Yamato. Naruto doesn't want to use the main entrance to the island, but instead lands at the nearby cliffs. Naruto then transforms into Kaido and searches for Yamato. He quickly finds her, as Yamato often trains in the mountains of Onigashima. Naruto is happy to see an adult Yamato again, however she immediately starts attacking Naruto, seeing only her father. Yamato hits Naruto in his Kaido form with her Kanabo, knocking him away. Naruto then transforms back and just laughs. He's amazed at how strong Yamato has become. The two celebrate a reunion and hug each other. Naruto apologized to Yamato for not being able to travel with them into the future. He's sorry for everything she has been going through. Yamato's not mad at all, she's just glad they are all back. She thought Naruto and Momo had died during the legendary hour. Of course, Naruto wants Yamato to join them, but there's a problem. She's wearing explosive handcuffs that prevents her from escaping Onigashima. If she tries, Kaido will blow her up. Naruto is filled with rage. How can a father do something like that to his own child? Naruto grabs the handcuffs and rips them off Yamato's wrists. Oden had taught Naruto the basics of advanced armament haki, but he was never able to destroy objects from within. Shinobu's transformation, his clash with Kaido, and his anger probably strengthened his haki. Yamato is free, and together they begin their escape from Onigashima. Yamato has also learned a few things over the past 20 years. She transforms into a Kuchi no Makami Zoan form and starts running. In the last 20 years, she also randomly ate a devil fruit after she was starving. She can now control ice. The ground beneath her feet is frozen by a mythical Zoan fruit. Yamato jumps into the sea, and with an ice breath she freezes the ocean in front of them. Naruto also transforms into a Zoan form, and together they sprint across the frozen sea towards Kuri. Yamato could theoretically freeze the ground beneath her feet, or she could sit on Naruto's back and freeze the sea in front of them. In Kuri they all celebrate a big reunion. Yamato explains to Momo how he can create flame clouds. Momonosuke learns the attack Fly, he then activates 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒𝚘𝚡 and takes off to the skies. Momo becomes somewhat like an Imperial Dramon in Digimon Adventure 02, he's a kind of flying ship for the group. With the help of a well-known Vivre card, our heroes fly towards a gigantic elephant. Chapter 19 Reunion on Zou. A few days later, our heroes finally arrive at Zou. By now, Oden's retainers Inuarashi and Nekomamushi are the rulers of the Mokokomo dukedom. They can't believe that Momo and Naruto, as well as the other retainers, have really traveled to the future. There's another grand feast, and our heroes plan their next adventures to drive Kaido and Orochi out of Wano. The goal is to mobilize allies, including some they had in the past. This includes the Riku family from Dressrosa, the Mings from Zou, and also Gekko Moria and his zombie army. Even though our heroes were originally Even though our heroes were originally reluctant to collaborate with Moria, they have to admit that they currently have no other choice but to ask him for help. After all, he also aims to kill Kaido. Yamato also suggests that they could ask Ace for help. He is a pirate who traveled to Wano 3 years ago and fought against Yamato on Onigashima. He actually wanted to kill Kaido. Yamato wants to try to fight Ace so that he can help them in a battle with Kaido. We are currently in the year where Luffy started his journey. At this time, Ace is also searching for Blackbeard. Will Yamato succeed in finding Ace and perhaps help him defeat Blackbeard? Additionally, Inuarashi and Nekomamushi explain that the world has changed enormously in the last 20 years. There are now the so-called 7 Warlords of the Sea and the 4 Emperors. These together with the navy form the 3 great powers. Kaido has become one of the 4 emperors and Moria is now one of the 7 warlords of the sea. So the plan is set. Yamato will search for Ace to recruit him, Momo will travel to Dressrosa to recruit King Riku and his army, and Naruto will seek out Gekko Moria to recruit him and his zombies. Kinemon and the others, together with Inuarashi and Nekomamushi, will mobilize the samurai in Wano so that everything is ready for the battle. They all exchange their Vivre cards and begin their adventures. Chapter 20 Adventures like Oden. Yamato starts her adventure first. Inuarashi and Nekomamushi have also given Yamato some information about Ace. In recent years, he has become a member of the Whitebeard Pirates. This means if she wants to find Ace, she should look for his Yonko crew. According to Inuarashi and Nekomamushi, Yamato can travel to Sphinx. This is the island of Whitebeard's hometown. Surely someone there will have a Vivre card to find this emperor. Momo then flies Yamato to Sphinx, where she receives a Vivre card of Whitebeard from the inhabitants. Together with Momonosuke, they fly to the Moby Dick. Yamato says she can manage to talk on her own, and Momo then flies away. Although Momo was actually born on the Moby Dick, he was still a baby back then, and therefore he cannot remember his time on the ship. ship. On the Moby Dick, Yamato as always introduces herself as Kazuki Oden. Whitebeard laughs because he knew the real one. Yamato had already read that in Oden's logbook. Yamato tells Whitebeard what happened to Oden over 20 years ago. She's now looking for Ace so she can ask him to help them in the fight against Kaido. Whitebeard just calls her foolish because even with Ace they won't stand a chance against Kaido. In reality, Whitebeard is just afraid for Yamato because he doesn't want to put young people in unnecessary danger. But Yamato makes it clear to Whitebeard that they will succeed. After all, Kaido's blood flows in her veins. Whitebeard is surprised that Kaido has a daughter who also emulates Oden. Yamato then asks Whitebeard to tell her where Ace is so she can ask him for help. Whitebeard then tells Yamato the story of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒𝚝, Blackbeard and Ace. Yamato is shocked that someone is willing to kill his own nakama just to fulfill his dreams. Whitebeard gives Yamato a vivre card of Ace. If she manages to stop Ace from hunting Blackbeard, Ace will gladly help her in the war against Kaido. Even though he doesn't believe they can win. He just doesn't want Ace to hunt Blackbeard. He has a bad feeling about it. Thus, Yamato begins her search for Ace, who in turn is hunting Blackbeard. Mako then flies Yamato to the Paradise, the first half of the Grand Line. She thanks Mako and starts her search for Ace. Through her devil fruit ability, she simply freezes the sea in front of her. She travels to various places and arrives on all the islands where Ace has been. Among others, Drum, Alabasta and Lulusia. This island will be destroyed in the future by Imu and the Mother Flame. In Mocktown on Jaya, Yamato also meets Luffy and Blackbeard. At this point, she doesn't yet know who Luffy is and isn't aware that Marshall D teaches Blackbeard. She heard stories about the two, but she doesn't have a picture of them in mind. A few more weeks pass, Luffy has declared war on the world government and Ace confronts Blackbeard on Banaro Island. The fight between the two begins as in the original timeline. But suddenly Yamato jumps onto the island in her Zoan form and freezes Blackbeard. His allies as well as Ace are shocked. Where did this ice dog suddenly come from? Yamato then transforms back into her human form and greets Ace. She has finally found him, just in time to save him from Blackbeard. Ace is a bit triggered because he doesn't need to be saved, but Yamato still wants to help him, even though Ace doesn't want to. In a tag team fight, this duo of fire and ice manages to defeat the darkness. Because Blackbeard didn't expect to fight two opponents here, moreover we shouldn't underestimate Yamato physically. She was after all able to use advanced Conqueror's Haki. This allows her to counter Blackbeard and his abilities. With this form of Haki you don't have physical contact with the opponent and thus Blackbeard can't use his Devil Fruit abilities. The murder of 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚒 is then avenged here and there is no war at Marineford. Blackbeard is then handed over to the Marines in Lulusia. Ace had already built a kind of friendship with them in his cover story. Yamato then asks Ace to help them in the fight against Kaido. Ace naturally agrees and the first recruitment is thus successful. Chapter 21 – Adventure on the Ghost Ship. We switch back to Naruto and Momonosuke. Our heroes have learned from Inuarashi and Nekomamushi that Gekko Moria currently lives in the Florian Triangle. Naruto, thanks to Momo, lands in the Florian Triangle to recruit Moria. Quick disclaimer, Luffy declared war on the world government in the last few chapters. Destroyed pirates then wait 2 weeks on Water 7 until the Thousand Sunny is built. During this time, Naruto then travels to Thriller Bark. Momo says goodbye, and Naruto is supposed to come to Dressrosa with Moria so that they can meet there. If Naruto doesn't arrive in Dressrosa in 2 weeks, Momo will pick him up again in the Florian Triangle. Let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Naruto then wants to infiltrate Thriller Bark. Fortunately, he memorized Moria's face more than 20 years ago. Thus, Naruto can now sneak into Thriller Bark as Moria and walk around at ease. Naruto strolls through the graveyard and meets some zombies there. Then he goes through Perona's Wonder Garden, but suddenly a walking skeleton attacks him. "Give me my shadow back!" yells the skeleton. It is Brook, who mistakes Naruto for Moria. There's a brief fight between the two, which is quickly resolved after Naruto shows his true face. From Brook, Naruto learns that Moria has been stealing shadows from people in the Florian Triangle for years to bring his zombies to life. Naruto gets angry and wants to confront Moria. Naruto then promises Brook to retrieve a shadow. It has been 20 years since Naruto last met Moria. He wonders what has become of his former nakama. Brook then explains to him how Thriller Bark is structured and where he can find Moria. Naruto, disguised as Moria, storms the castle and heads to Moria's room. There the two Morias confront each other. The real Moria wonders who this criminal is who has stolen his appearance. According to him, only 3 people would be capable of such a feat. Mr. 2 from the Baroque Works, who is imprisoned in Impel Down, then Charlotte Brûlé from Big Mom's family, who isn't here, and then a little boy from Wano Kuni, with whom he was once friends with. Naruto then transforms back, and then there there's a not so touching reunion with them. Both are twisted. On one hand, they are glad the other is well, but on the other hand, they know what happened over 20 years ago. Moria asks Naruto what he is doing here, and Naruto apologizes for his behavior from 20 years ago. At that time, he had not stolen anyone's shadows. He overreacted and perhaps should have devised a different plan with Moria. Naruto partly blames himself for Moria stealing the shadows of all those innocent people, but Moria just laughs. It wasn't his fault. He did what was necessary to overthrow Kaido. His plan is also slowly coming to an end, but Naruto sees it differently. He is to blame for the people losing their shadows, because he knew about it before it happened and he did nothing about it. But he will change that now. Naruto activates his zone form and challenges Moria to a fight. If he wins, Moria must join him in the fight against Kaido. However, after they defeat Kaido, he must return the shadows of these innocent people. Our hero of the story now uses his most powerful ability in the entire story, namely his talk no jutsu. There's a clash between the former nakama, but they distribute some fists of love. The fight ends as quickly as it began. Naruto makes it clear to Moria that they are the same. Now we understand what Moria went through 20 years ago. Due to Oden's death, Naruto also lost someone important to him because of Kaido. He wants to avenge this person and needs Moria's help for that. Without Moria, they can't defeat Kaido. So it's time to face Kaido in Wano and avenge the people he killed. Moria is impressed by Naruto's new resolve and agrees. But first, Moria should return Brook's shadow. He promised him that. The problem is that Ryuma now carries Brook's shadow. Naruto then says he should give Ryuma another shadow, even if it has to be his own. But Moria doesn't comply. He grabs the shadow of another zombie general and transfers it into Ryuma. Brook's shadow returns. He then thanks Naruto. He gets the offer to help them in the fight against Kaido, but Brook declines. He has someone very special he wants to meet at the beginning of the Grand Line. Brook says goodbye to Naruto and sets off for Laboon. Chapter 22 – Adventures on Dressrosa. While Naruto is using his talk no jutsu against Moria on the Thriller Bark, Momonosuke has traveled to Dressrosa. However, he is unaware that the country has drastically changed in the past few years. Suddenly, toys are living on the island. Furthermore, King Riku no longer is the king. Momo had already learned from Inuarashi Nekomamushi that the government of Dressrosa has changed, but he was not aware that the Riku family was no longer in power. Momo then sets off for the castle to seek an audience with the new ruler, but this move turns out to be a colossal mistake. Momo gets an audience with Doflamingo in the throne room. The warlord of the sea wonders who this boy is. Momo introduces himself as the son of Kusuke Oden. He asked the king of Dressrosa for his help in the fight against Kaido. The previous king had already been an ally of Momo and had helped them over 20 years ago. Doflamingo just laughs. He slowly walks through the castle while making a few things clear to the son of Oden. The doors of the throne room closes. Threats fly from Doflamingo's hand and capture Momo. Doflamingo explains that Kaido is one of his most important customers for one of his latest products. He wouldn't dream to betray Kaido. After all, he's the Joker of the underworld, and through Kaido he has a certain immunity in the underworld. Kaido will surely be pleased to finally see Momonosuke again after such a long time. Chapter 23 – The Joker's Downfall. We switch back to Naruto and Gekomoria. The Thriller Bark was coated by Rayleigh on Sabaody, and then it goes under the sea to Fishman Island and back into the New World. A few days later, our heroes reach Dressrosa to meet with Momonosuke and King Riku. But in Dressrosa, there's no trace of Momonosuke. Where's the little dragon boy suddenly disappeared to? Naruto and Moria decide to ask the king of the island. Naruto does not yet know that Doflamingo is the new ruler of Dressrosa. The information was only passed on to Momo by Neku and Inu. In the throne room, there's another meeting with Doflamingo. The Shishibukai is surprised that another Shishibukai is visiting him. However, the two do not seem to like each other very much. Moria then asks Doflamingo about Momo, the son of Kusuke Oden. Doflamingo pretends not to know anything about him. Such a person has never visited Dressrosa. Naruto is full of anger. He is aware that Momo came here. Doflamingo just laughs again and activates his devil fruit. But Naruto can dodge. A fight ensues between the three of them. Doflamingo then reveals that he sent Momo to Kaido, so he can be publicly executed in Wano. Naruto is shocked. An all-out battle ensues. Although Naruto in his zone form and with his haki can harm Doflamingo, it does not seem to be enough to win. Moria then calls Absalom and Perona via Dendenmushi. They are to release the zombies on the island. At the same time, they should find out why there are toys on the island. Meanwhile, Moria and Naruto will take care of Doflamingo. Absalom and Perona believe that the toys were created by a devil fruit. Absalom wants to use his abilities to infiltrate Doflamingo's factories to find the devil fruit user who created created the toys. In the Smile Factory, the two overhear that a certain sugar created the toys. The two set out to find her and discover that she is in the underground harbor. They sneak into the harbor thanks to 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎𝚛 abilities. With her Horo no Mi, Perona uses a negative hollow to scare Sugar. The move works and Sugar faints, causing the toys to revert back to humans. Meanwhile, the zombies from Thriller Bark attack the members of the Doflamingo pirates. Kairos is also human again and sets out to seek revenge on 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 for killing his wife. The 𝚘𝚙𝚙 have also suddenly joined in after seeing the toys turn back into humans. Doflamingo's empire begins to crumble. The fight between Doflamingo, Moria and Naruto continues. Doflamingo gets angry and suddenly he activates the birdcage to trap everyone. Meanwhile, Kairos defeats 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎, Ryuma cuts down Pika, Treble is stitched to the ground by Leo, the remaining Doflamingo pirates are defeated by various zombie generals or the 𝚘𝚙𝚙s. And then Moria decides to activate a secret weapon. For the plan to work, Naruto has to temporarily lend his shadow to Moria for them to win. Naruto agrees, his shadow is then transformed into the ancient giant Oz. This ancient giant is so powerful that he simply tears open the birdcage without any problem. Doflamingo is shocked like Enel back on Skypiea. Moria then steps into Oz and controls him like a Megazord. Doflamingo tries to cut the ancient giant with his threads, but it has no effect. Oz punches Doflamingo several times. Although Doflamingo manages to land some hits, he stands no chance against the ancient giant. Doflamingo flees. He will join Kaido in Wano Kuni and warn him about this new alliance. Dressrosa is Fred. King Riku is reinstated as king. He assures Naruto and Moria of his help. The army of Dressrosa is at their disposal. The 𝚘𝚙𝚙 also wants to help. After all, they helped drive out Doflamingo. In the process, the 𝚘𝚙𝚙 were freed as well from their tyranny. With his victory against Doflamingo, but also with the kidnapping and potential execution of Momonosuke, this third saga of Naruto's isekai adventure comes to an end. The fourth saga forms the finale of this epic isekai adventure of Naruto. Will he manage to save Momonosuke? Can he free Wano Kuni from Kaido's tyranny? Let's find out. Chapter 24 – Return to Home. The day has come. Our heroes return home after more than 20 years to finally face Kaido. After the victory on Dressrosa, Naruto and Moria travel to Zou to reunite with the others. Naruto shares the news of Momonosuke's kidnapping. Meanwhile, Yamato along with Ace has also reached Zou. Naruto and Ace meet for the first time. Inuarashi and Nekomamushi have sent Kinemon and the others to Wano to mobilize the samurai there. Their forces are visualized: the Minks of Zou, the army from Dressrosa, the 𝚘𝚙𝚙 from Greenbit, the Thriller Bark pirates and their zombies, the samurai from Wano, the Red Scabbards and Team 7. This is the army that will face Kaido and Orochi to end their reign of terror once and for all. Chapter 25 – The War Begins. Our heroes arrive in Wano Kuni to meet with their allies. The execution of Momonosuke is set to take place the next evening in the Flower Capital. At that exact moment, they must face Kaido. Ino and Neku reveal Kaido's forces. His army consists of the Flying Five, and at this point, Diaz Drake is not yet a member of the Beast Pirates. Then we have the All-Stars, and finally Kaido himself. He also has several gifters, waiters and pleasurers in his crew, but they are not serious opponents. However, he has bought some genetically modified ancient giants from Caesar, known as the Numbers. But they do not seem to be present at Momonosuke's execution. They are probably drunk on Onigashima. The evening of the execution draws nearer and nearer. It almost resembles the legendary hour of Kozuki Oden from 20 years ago. Kaido and Orochi prepare to kill Momonosuke in front of the citizens. This would end the male bloodline of the Kozuki family forever. Suddenly, Momonosuke disappears. He seems to have turned invisible. The people, as well as Kaido and Orochi, are astonished. Suddenly, another Kaido appears, jumping into the crowd to draw attention to himself. Orochi is confused. Which one is the real Kaido? The real Kaido tries to stand up, but suddenly he cannot move. Both his and Orochi's shoes have been stitched to the ground. What is happening during this execution? Suddenly a massive pink dragon appears. It seems that Momonosuke has just been freed by 𝙬𝚘𝚙 and the 𝚘𝚙𝚙s. Kaido and Orochi did not know that Momo possessed the devil fruit. Chaos breaks out. Kaido contacts his crew, the All-Stars and the Flying Five are called, and the war begins. In a short reminiscence of the Avengers Endgame, all allies of Naruto, Momo and Yamato gather to go to war for Wano. They will achieve the victory that they failed at 20 years ago. The battles in the Flower Capital begins. The Red Scabbards confront Kaido first, just as in the original timeline. Their haki has become even stronger due to Oden's death. As in the original timeline, Kaido becomes frightened and takes a wound from on their sword attacks. While this battle rages, the Flying Five and the All-Stars face the Alliance. Ace fights 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 Ryuma fights 𝚙𝚙𝚎𝚑, 𝙲𝚘𝚙𝚎 fights against Page 1, Perona against Ulti, and Carrot and Wanda against Black Maria. The battles are quite balanced, but our heroes manage to defeat their opponents one by one. Ace burns the saber-toothed tiger, Ryuma has already killed a dragon, so a Triceratops is no problem for him. 𝚑𝚘𝚎 wins against Page 1, not because he is stronger, but because he can prank him with his invisibility. Ulti loses because she's afraid of ghosts. Carrot and Wanda win because they're simply too strong for Black Maria in their 𝚬𝚢 forms. The Flying Five are defeated. Chapter 26 All-Stars. The battles in the Flower Capital are intensifying more and more. After the fall of the Flying Five, the battles of the All-Stars start. Ino and Neko face against Jack, Momo faces Queen, Yamato faces King, and Naruto and Moria face Doflamingo. Oda's original plan was to reveal Doflamingo as the Joker in Wano. However, he changed his mind, and then Doflamingo was already established as an antagonist in Punk Hazard, and then he got defeated in Dressrosa. The battle against Jack ends fairly quickly, as Ino and Neko can utilize their 𝚬𝚢 forms. However, the battle between Momo and Queen is much more balanced. Queen can shoot his neck in his Zoan form, resulting in a battle between two snake-like beings. In this fight, Momo has to expand his arsenal of abilities. He must learn to master his Devil Fruit, otherwise he has no chance against Queen. Momo knows that he theoretically can use all the abilities Kaido has. In this fight, Momo then learns his signature move, the Boro Breath. However, Queen can tank the attack in his hybrid form. The fight between the two lasts a very long time. Momo, through his observation haki, is able to dodge Queen frequently. After a long time, Momo manages to defeat Queen by activating a Flame Dragon form, just like Kaido, melting both Queen and his metal arm. Next, we come to the battle between King and Yamato. This fight is very balanced. An ancient Zoan faces a mythological Zoan. The special thing about this fight is that Yamato knows King's weakness. She doesn't have to figure it out like Zoro. This means Yamato can perfectly time her attacks to hit King when his flames are out. We must not underestimate how strong Yamato really is. After all, in the original timeline, she was able to tank some of Kaido's attacks. With her advanced Conqueror's Haki and her ice attacks, she can certainly take on King. After all, ice attacks are very effective against flying Pokemon, or in this case, flying One Piece characters. Theoretically, she could freeze King's wings to prevent him from flying. In a long all-out battle, Yamato defeats Kaido's first crew member. Finally, we come to Doflamingo's fight against Naruto and Moria. This battle is much simpler than the last time. Doflamingo is still weakened from the last fight with Oz, allowing Naruto and Moria to defeat him in a tag team battle. Moria then cuts off Doflamingo's shadow to give it to a very special character. Oz awakens once again. In the meantime, Kaido has defeated the Red Scabbards as in the original timeline, but the Yonko has no rest. The ancient giant Oz directly attacks Kaido. Kaido just laughs after being hit by Oz. He activates his hybrid form and uses Shuron Hake. The attack brings Oz to the ground, but he takes no damage as zombies feel no pain. The battle between the two seems balanced. Kaido takes considerable damage from Oz, but then he finds a way to defeat him. Just like the Straw Hat crew in the original timeline, Kaido realizes that he has to break the bones of Oz so he can't move anymore. He transforms into his Zoan form, he grabs Oz and flies into the air with him. Just like Charizard, he then uses a seismic toss in the air to slam Oz headfirst into the ground, and this breaks his spine. Oz can no longer move and is defeated. Kaido thanks Oz for the fight. He never thought he would one day get to fight the legendary Continent Puller. Chapter 27 A City Disappears. The battlefield has turned in favor of our heroes. The Flying Five, the All-Stars and Doflamingo are defeated. Only Kaido and Orochi remain. Kaido has no patience left. He transforms into his hybrid form and with a speed reminiscent of Kizaru takes out one opponent after the other. Most characters have already had a fight and are thus weakened. He defeats the Yakuza, then Ace, then Ryuma, then Inuarashi and Nekomamushi. Yamato and Momo confront Kaido in their Zoan forms, but they are as well simply one-shotted. Virtually everyone is KO'd. Only Naruto and Moria are still standing. They still have energy left after their fight with Doflamingo. But Kaido has a different idea. Just like Pain and Naruto, Kaido wants to destroy Naruto's homeland in One Piece. He activates his Fire Dragon form and begins to destroy the Flower Capital. Naruto and the others are shocked. They must quickly evacuate the residents. Every Mink and Tontata who can help must save them. The Flower Capital crumbles into rubble and ash. Kaido is just laughing. Orochi also catches fire here and burns. In this timeline, Kaido has planned to kill Orochi eventually. In this timeline, he dies in the flames. flames. Naruto snaps and begins to attack Kaido in his Zoan form with hundreds of shadow clones, but it has no effect. Naruto just burns himself, and Kaido uses his Sporo breath and Naruto takes enormous damage. While the capital burns, the allies manage to evacuate the residents from Wano. Unfortunately, some residents also die because they don't make it out of the city and the flames in time. Thousands of residents have gathered outside the capital. Moria has a final idea. On the horizon, the sunrise is already announcing itself. The dawn is coming. Chapter 28, 1000 Shadows. Moria reveals his plan. Momo must give a speech to his people. Even though he is not yet the Shogun of Wano, he must now demonstrate the qualities of a Shogun. Moria does not want to simply steal shadows from innocent people as he once did. Therefore, Momo must now convince these residents to lend their shadows to Naruto until sunrise comes, so that he can defeat Kaido once and for all. Momo agrees and introduces himself to the people of the Flower Capital. Momo explains to the residents that Naruto is currently fighting Kaido. All members of the Beast Pirates except for Kaido himself have already been defeated. Just a little more is needed. The residents have just witnessed their city being destroyed. Do they really want to let Kaido get away with destroying their homeland? The residents grow louder and louder. Momo then explains that the residents can help in the fight against Kaido. They just need to sacrifice their shadows for the next 5 minutes so that Naruto can become stronger. Naruto is doing what Oden failed to do back then. The residents of the Flower Capital raise their arms in the air. They are ready to support Naruto. Moria grabs his scissors and in no time cuts off a total of 1000 shadows. Momo transforms into his Zoan form. Moria jumps on his back with the shadows, and together they fly to Naruto on the battlefield. Naruto lies on the ground, but now the well-deserved help arrives. Moria presses 1000 shadows into the Naruto lying on the ground. He suddenly screams and Nightmare Naruto is born. Naruto equipped with the power of the residents of Wano Kuni, the people whose homeland was just destroyed by Kaido. The people who have been oppressed by Kaido for decades. The power of the residents will now change this battle forever. Moria makes it clear to Naruto that he only has 5 minutes to defeat Kaido. If the sun rises and the residents of Wano have no shadows, they will dissolve. Kaido must be defeated before the dawn comes, and the final clash occurs. Nightmare Naruto versus Flame Dragon Kaido. In this new form, Naruto is not immune to Kaido's flames. Nightmare Naruto jumps into the air and clashes Kaido against the piles of rubble in the capital. But what is Kaido doing now? He tries to stall the fight so that Naruto loses his 1000 shadows again. But that plan does not work either, because in this form Naruto is now incredibly fast. He knocks Kaido away once more. One more hit is needed to save the Flower Capital. However, Kaido has another idea. He wants to kill the residents directly. If they are dead, they will also lose their shadows and Naruto will revert back to his base form. Kaido uses his Sporo breath against the evacuated residents, but suddenly a huge wall of flames forms in front of the residents. Thanks to his Devil Fruit, Ace has tanked Kaido's attack. The residents cheer and Naruto prepares for his final move. With a Nightmare Impact, he delivers the final blow to Kaido. Just like after Luffy's Bairangan, Kaido flies into the grounds of Wano Kuni. The 5 minutes are up. The sun rises and the shadows return to the residents of Wano. Kaido has been defeated. Chapter 29, Oden's Will. It is done. The will of Kozuki Oden has been fulfilled. Kaido has been defeated, Orochi is dead. Our heroes have changed enormously over the last few years. Momo has proven the tactical qualities of a shogun. He has also faced his fears. Yamato has found her own identity and despite her family history has ensured the liberation of Wano. She also saved a nakama from death. Naruto had to face his mistakes and together with the inhabitants of Wano and Gekomoria managed to save his homeland. Similar to what Naruto did after the fight against Pain. The borders of Wano can now theoretically be opened so that in 2 years a certain rubber boy can come to this country. The only question is whether it will really lead to the return of Joy Boy. After all, Ace is still alive in this timeline and Kaido has been defeated. That means there's no opponent to trigger Luffy's awakening for now. Moreover, it is unclear whether Luffy will really do a time skip because Ace survived in this timeline. But that is actually a problem for another time. A few days later, Momonosuke is officially appointed as Shogun of Wano Kuni, but before before Momonosuke assumes this title, he wants to change the traditions associated with it. Together with Momo, Naruto is becoming shogun. Without him, they would not have been able to free Wano from the clutches of Kaido and Orochi. The people who helped Naruto in the fight against Kaido naturally agree. Naruto starts to cry and is happy. Momonosuke will take care of the country's politics, and Naruto together with Yamato will take care of the country's military, so that such a takeover like Kaido's can never happen again. Moria is also offered to stay in Wano, but he wants to travel the seas with his nakamas and have his own adventures instead. The times when he stole shadows in the Florian Triangle are over. The curtains of Wano Kuni closes, and this isekai adventure of Naruto comes to an end. If you like this isekai adventure of Naruto, then check out Goku's isekai adventure in One Piece up next. Feel free to leave a sub and a like. This has been my most ambitious video so far, and I would really appreciate it if you support it. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Take care.